We saw sorry, we saw Nantiakuno.
You settled at one place for some time before moving.
I work it, oh, baby, queue. I crowd to me now, body no idea. I work it, oh,
Menoma, me feel happy. Papa Whisker.
I enjoyed the euphoria it comes with. My dad was well to do, but he abandoned me when I was in school.
Feel happy.
It made me sad and led me to joining bad friends.
I'm born my
Started there.
I started sniffing glue 2 years ago.
2 years.
We are trained over 12 years. Until now, I'm trained as 19 years.
It's a story of how a big addiction problem started in a small tube. Hope, not his real name, had his world turned upside down at the first sniff of glue. A substance used to stick things together is now tearing lives apart. What started as a pleasure activity for Hope is now an addiction.
Put the glue inside a sachet water, empty one, then sniff it. Gradually, they sniff it gradually, not all the. The reading is now developing, so we don't have enough of companies around for them to employ workers. So the youth are hustling in this town because some of them are into the betting system and others.
For someone with an addiction problem, having money on a daily basis means having constant supply of glue to stick with and the connection to get high.
Somehow I can say that because influenced by friends. Because if your friend is me and I'm into that, one day we just try it. Because anytime we are moving together, you see, oh, Charlie, let's go and scotch me here. Then I go and buy it and I go and sit down. But you will be sitting with me. So one day you will try. It will so you'll be influenced.
When he's high, he's in a different world, a sense of euphoria and hallucinations. He speaks of feelings of being energetic, happier, and forgetting the world's problems momentarily.
It's like we no tramadol sanity.
Hope is not the only one stuck with glue. A number of youth in Techiman and the Bono East region of Ghana are highly addicted to the practice. Here, they call it stuff, a cheaper but dangerous alternative to get high. For most of the youth living in Techiman, a few cedis worth of shoe repair glue makes the day a little less stressful and an empty stomach a little less insistent. It's early morning, a few blocks away. Sitting on a stool in front of a mud house is a young man probably thinking of how to start his day. I am told by residents here that he has an addiction problem. He's hooked on sniffing glue and smoking marijuana. It takes some time convincing him to open up to me for an interview, but Destiny, also not his real name, denies me the opportunity to do so. The only information I scrape through to get is that he's 22 years old and jobless. I spent some time around the area searching for more people addicted to sniffing glue. After some minutes, I spot a familiar face. It's Destiny with a friend heading towards a shop. My curiosity and investigative skills set in. I wanted to know what they purchased from the shop. My suspicions were confirmed. It was glue. I decided to track them. Most of the young here in Techiman are into the sniffing of glue. When I got to the town, I spotted some young men in front of a shop buying glue, and I decided to track them down to this particular place. And I am still following them to know if indeed they're going to sniff the glue or not. They settled in a bush, holding small plastic bottles under their noses, sniffing the glue they had earlier purchased from the shop. This glue is mostly meant for shoe repair and upholstery. When inhaled, chemicals contained in the glue provide a steady flow of poisonous fumes to achieve feelings of getting high or an altered state of consciousness. After shutting the door of an opportunity to interview him earlier, Destiny opens up.
A senior colleague at work taught me how to sniff it. Right after closing from work, we head to the bush to sniff.
He tells me his addiction problem started with peer pressure. He does this to feel good from the high and to ward off hunger pains.
There are no jobs here. Sniffing the glue in the morning makes me think better.
The 22-year-old has been doing this since he was 13 years, including smoking marijuana.
I sniff it once in a while. I don't use it for bad activities.
He dropped out of school due to the abuse of the solvent and is now unemployed. He wants to start a new life, but he's hooked onto the inhalation of the glue. His mother tells me she's distressed about his son's awkward behavior and prays each day for a miracle to change her son's attitude.
He once brought a cutlass home and left it on my bed. He denied it when we asked him. I'm not a happy mother. I want him to find a job and become a better person. His addiction worries me.
Destiny's case is not exceptional here. You find plenty of other young glue addicts, but most of them say they're trying to seek help. Sniffing glue is a form of inhalant abuse that can have serious health consequences. Here in Techiman Akrofom, the youth, especially young men, have experimented with some form of inhalant abuse, and it provides a quick high. But like other types of substance abuse, inhalant abuse can lead to addiction, especially with the popular use of superglue. Destiny's friend, 19 years, dropped out of school when he was 14 to assist a colleague in his motor riding business. His addiction to smoking and sniffing of glue began here.
Madam from no trouble, and I'm called me the Uncle Born and said, we didn't change ska. Intimidate Uncle Boy, so no, or train we no name, Neman Binti. I say, when in a year, man, or the Miaku Bush.
I joined a friend who was into the motor riding business to work, so he introduced me. We easily become tired due to the nature of the job. After sniffing, we gain strength.
And the way I say, I know, I can't, I ain't be system now, so one train, system now, no train, ube free system.
It's very effective and makes you stronger.
To we also wired Macrana, black crana train, I won't take it.
Due to addiction, he's sometimes tempted to steal for it, something he feels contrite about.
Most of my friends sniff the glue. I feel restless when I don't sniff it. I sniff it in the morning, afternoon, evening, and even at dawn.
I say, Minko Pebin. Scabia soon want to one show so near, and will be adding a befa. Sabia Obeneska could be a
He suffers constant heart pains and wants to stop and return to school, but his family is impoverished.
My heart aches and I cough often.
Drug addicts are always looking for different means to get high. These young men in Techiman Krofrom started with the smoking of marijuana, but it got to a point they didn't really feel the intents of the marijuana. So then, the inhalation of glue came in mind. They claim because there are no job opportunities in this part of the country, they take this to escape weariness, and they gather here in the bush thrice or 2 times in a week to inhale this, because it makes them happy and take them off their worries.
Techiman has a lot of ghettos which are out of bounds for non-natives, but popular to its residents. The ghetto youths, who are mostly branded criminals, are easy targets for the police. Some of them allege the police barge into them often for money to avoid arrest, especially when caught abusing narcotics. Raised mostly by single parents, they have little educational qualifications and consequently limited employment opportunities. Hence, they turn to crime, the option easily available when all other employment avenues closes its door to them. The assemblyman for Techiman Arowa Amangwase electoral area, Amponsa Charles, agrees.
I would say yes, but there is something that we all need to consider. If you don't have something to do, it urges you to do something different. So some of them, they didn't get chance for education, and they are not into apprenticeship, and because of that they are in town, and they cannot get any job of their standard.
He says the easy accessibility to glue in the area makes it a choice of substance to abuse.
They are into the inheritance of glue because I went to some of their bases and they said because the cost of the marijuana and the chances of getting it is difficult, that is why the glue you can find it anywhere. So they want to use that one, and I was asking them, so how do they get chance to know that that one can intoxicate them or can make them becoming so high that they need to go into that? They said that one is easy to get, and buying that one there's no pressure on it, so they are into it even these days more than that of the marijuana. It's serious because the youth are the future of the community. So if they are into that of those substances, I don't think in a health wise it will help them, and it is getting them down into their earlier grave.
The Member of Parliament for Techiman North, Elizabeth Ofosuejare, is disappointed in the government for not paying much attention to the youth, especially those in Techiman. She blames their act on bad governance.
Give them work to do. People in Techiman North are hardworking. So long as there is something for them to do, they will do it to the best of their ability. So I think that the government should look at the youth again, because they are our future. If we do not take good care of our youth, whatever we are doing right now is in vain, because there will be nothing like continuity. So I think that the government in the area of job creation should be up and doing. I think that the government is not paying attention anywhere, because I don't see anywhere in Ghana that the youth are finding jobs to do. So it's a general bad governance issue.
Some residents also claim the abuse of the glue among the youth is gradually getting out of hand.
Company biwa na bia ade achi mrantie nyina gu ho no ma kamejisa ane na nam bebre no nka eso betwa Bible no kura ka se ensa eni adwuma na bonsam ma na adwuma ede because
we need jobs here to keep the youth busy. Because most of them idle around, they are easily influenced by their peers. Most of them sniff the glue, others put diapers in water and drink it. Some also sniff female sanitary pads. They are always looking for alternatives to get high.
People who sniff glue over a period of time are likely to have irregular heartbeats, and this can lead to other more serious heart conditions and eventually sudden heart failure. That is the first thing. The other challenge also has to do with the hallucinogenic or psychogenic effects of using glue, because people who sniff glue, it has a certain psychotic effect on them, so it can also lead to other kinds of mental health challenges. People who tend to sniff glue a lot also tend to have a lot of sores around the mouth and sometimes even runny nose, and these are some of the more simpler health challenges that they are likely to face. But without a doubt, the two most dangerous health effects are the challenges to do with dependency, substance abuse, and then also the very real threat of sudden heart failure. Sniffing glue may kill an individual over a period of time due to continuous use.
The sniffing of the glue comes in different forms. Others empty the solvent in a plastic bag and wrap the plastic bag around their mouth and then inhale deeply. Others also heat the glue and then inhale it. Glue sniffing puts lives at serious risk of brain damage, respiratory infections, and other problems.
Once we get them early, we are able to improve their quality of life, so they don't end up on the streets.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Mental Health Authority, Dr. Pinamana Pao, alludes the effects of glue sniffing as instant, and people who tend to start using it invariably get hooked and become addicted.
Usually they sniff, some of these chemicals and so on are affected in the brain, and some symptoms come off. I have come across quite a number of them, and we even had people who would even go to filling stations just to stand and smell the fuel, just to sniff the fuel and so on, just to get high. And remember that some of these glue do have some of these reagents or in the chemicals in there. Yes, so basically that's what they are sniffing to be able to get high.
These people, severely addicted to drugs and glue, need special rehabilitation, and this is difficult given the expensive treatment.
It's a bit expensive to get into rehab, but what we've started introducing is what we call the OPD rehabilitation. Okay, the person does not need to stay within the facility, so the person has a program that the person is following, but it's on outpatient basis. It's been part of our programs, should I say, to increase awareness amongst the youth about these substances, and so we've been doing that over the past years and so on. So yes, we will continue in the creation of awareness. Mental Health Authority cannot work on its own, so now we are reaching better to the other agencies so that we can collaborate with them to be able to reach the community as much as possible.
Chairperson of the Mental Health Authority Board, Esther Apia, wants mental health treatment to be easily accessible across the country to rescue such addicts, but funding is hindering that.
The main challenge is with funding. The Mental Health Act provides for a mental health fund as a statutory fund. This has not been established 10 years post-enactment. There's a shortage of psychotropic drugs. This is also related to a funding gap. So there is a lack of funding resources as far as mental health is concerned. Cut across the board, we're talking about Indian hemp, you're talking about crack cocaine, you're talking about cocaine, you're talking about sniffing substances, you're talking about abuse of cough medicine, codeine. These are all substance abuse matters that need to be addressed, because people who have fallen victim to drug abuse can be treated. Their lives can be turned around, and they can become whole again. So it's a matter of providing access for treatment and then rehabilitation. It ruins their lives. I mean, there are people who also abuse prescription drugs, pethidines and other substances. I mean, over a period of time, they'll become dysfunctional because an addiction is an addiction. The craving increases.
The high you can get from sniffing glue or inhaling other chemicals may cause a temporary sense of euphoria or hallucination. However, these feelings only last a few minutes. There are varieties of drugs heavily abused by the youth and has been minimized after several education by government and institutions on the effects of the drug. But this newfound abuse is likely to escalate if an immediate action is not taken. The time to sniff out the glue from the youth is now, else their lives will be stuck forever with glue addiction. Godwin Asidiba, TV3, Techiman, Bono East Region.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The sound like. Oh yeah. The big spliff got me high like a on a mountain. Whoa. Bad like a bojo banting. Whoa. These are the Ghana bounty. And the lifestyle rude, yeah, that's on this thing. Yeah. Anywhere we go, we are born it plenty. Yo. Be a girl, I say me sexy. Yo. Fine girl dancing. Bad boy grind. Drink till the bottle empty. Yo. Everything Chris. We make nice. Oh yeah. Champagne we a pop every night. Oh yeah. Be a girl one take one pick every day. Cause the bad boy get a good vibe. Oh, everything Chris. We make nice. Oh yeah. Champagne we a pop every night. Oh yeah. Be a girl one take one pick every day. Cause the bad boy get a good vibe. Oh, Arabian girl with big body. Oh yeah. Rest upon the couch for me. The brown skin girl them a look for me. But that on my plan me a watch Lucy. Pull up in a New Jersey. Fresh and clean, body hot dirty. Shoot and score like Steph Curry. Got me Rolex for my hand, we are cost damage. Caribbean girl with the bandana. Bad man, I wanna woman from Ghana. Them a wave up no head, but they get hammer. We have fun, the bad man a spread the lot. Also we tell them a rap. Skin tougher than a rhino. Soldier without a car. I'm let me tell you, you one friend I'm gonna win you. Be able to put the table. Also we up. Yo, everything Chris. We make nice. Oh yeah. Champagne we a pop every night. Oh yeah. Be a a girl want take one pic every day, cause the bad boy get a good vibe. Oh, everything Chris, we make nice. Oh yeah, champagne we a pop every night. Oh yeah, be a girl want take one pic every day, cause the bad boy get a good vibe. Oh yeah, yo, that way I think about. Say so we are born a big split, so the girl won't come around with. I have fight you. Everything Chris.
DSL, another one again. Yeah, them now believing I want me to say. Say man I ask a lot from juvenile to date. Say we are walking on the street and I search for the money, yeah. And nobody no have no feel to help us out of them. Unless me no see no money on the ground go down low. Hustle and I walk a castle zumbo, yeah. Man I want like a tough seed, on the money come back and go back, no, no, no. Yeah. We banging all night until the morning comes on. Yeah. Our song is playing all night until the morning comes on. Charlie Bonabi, boys petrol, and they bid you Bonabi, boys petrol. I saw tell another Batman there, Charlie Bonabi, boys petrol, and they bid you Bonabi, boys petrol. We move from studio to studio, no one they mind me. Them telling me good and the DJ deny me. We send them the songs and them never go play it. Today you will play it and put it on repeat. Now we are one like the one down. Now we are one like the one guy. See that when you're African Van Damme. Anywhere we step foot, them a call man. See me face ya, large on the mic. Money we a make, we don't stop every time. Each song you want, we a drop every night. So we top up on top, we no play a little die. See me face ya, large on the mic. Money we a make, we no play every time. Each song you want, we no play no. So we top up on top, we no play a little die. Every day. We banging all night until the morning comes on. Yeah. Our song is playing all night until the morning comes on. Charlie Bonabi, boys petrol, and they bid you Bonabi, boys petrol. I saw me tell another Batman there, Charlie Bonabi, boys petrol, and they bid you Bonabi, boys petrol. I saw me tell another Batman there, Charlie Bonabi, boys petrol, and they bid you Bonabi, boys petrol. I saw me tell another Batman there, Charlie Bonabi, boys petrol, and they bid you Bonabi, boys petrol. I saw me tell another Batman there.
The colorful event saw a powerful representation of traditional authorities, politicians, and other influential personalities from the North. The vision of the Kayala Kani project is to reduce the rate at which young women and girls from the North participate in Kayaye. Teya gave an overview of the project.